Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to take you through with some of the advanced features of pivot table. So firstly, we will start with pivot table creation. So the beginner viewers can also make use of this, and then gradually we move to advanced features. So let's start. Let's say if you have a table by clients, by months, for two different parameters, actuals and budgets, and the sales. There are two ways to create a pivot table. Either you remain on the first cell of the table and in your ribbon, go to Insert, click on Pivot Table. Excel will automatically understand the data range, and it will also give you a choice between a new worksheet or an existing worksheet. I keep it in the new worksheet and OK. So as you can see, a table template has been created. This is one way of creating it. I will show you another way of creating it with the help of a shortcut. Second way is select the whole table and on your keyboard click on Alt DPS and a pivot table wizard will open up, showing the screen displayed on the screen right now. Pivot table. Next, range will be automatically selected as we had selected this earlier. Click on Next, click on Yes, Next, and the new worksheet, click on Finish. So as you can see, the first and the second way, both the ways do the same job for you, and it creates a template. Now the template is ready, and over here on the right panel, as you can see, the pivot table fields give you an option to drag and drop. The top section is nothing but your data parameters, and the bottom section of the pivot table field is where you want to drag those data parameters as. So as you can see, the default layout is the top and the bottom. You can change it by clicking on Tools, and you can make it on left and the right. You can choose different ways as well. I'll go by the default at the moment for the purpose of demo. So let's say I drag client on the rows, month on the columns, dollars as the value, and budget and actual as the filter. I remain here and I can do the number format as well. Right click, number, 1000 parameters, 0. Okay. Yeah. So it gives you this. Now you can choose it the way you want it. Let's say you drag this here. It'll give you actual versus budget. You can move it here. You can move the clients here. You can move the months here. So as you can see, it's very easy to populate the data. As you can see, now there are so many different clients here. You can choose the data you want it for. Also, you can remove the grand total as totaling actual and budget will not make sense. So you can remove the grand total by right clicking So as you can see, the grand total has been removed. Now we learn about some of the designing. So as you remain on the pivot table, you can click on design, go to the report layout, and you can turn the table into a tabular format. So as you can see, it looks like this. If you turn it into a compact format, it will be that, and show in outline, show in tabular format. And in the tabular format, as you can see, client's name is not repeated here. If you want to repeat it, you can click on repeat all items. And if you click on do not repeat all item labels, it will remove again. Also, you can customize the grand totaling on for rows only, on for columns only, on for rows and columns both. I'll keep it as on for rows only. Here, as you can see, the grand total is not shown here. Only by clients totals is displayed here. What you can here do is you can right click, subtotals can be removed, or subtotals can be brought back as well. And for bringing in the grand total, you can do so for on for rows only or on for columns only. As you can see, the grand total is displaying here. You can also do a design by going to the design tab according to the presentation format. You can also click on band-aid rows. You can unclick, or you can click on band-aid columns. You can unclick. So as you can see, you can do a lot more designing as well. You can also create multiple tables and multiple reports out of the pivot table. So let's say if you have a pivot table out of your raw data and you want to create multiple reports for different clients. One way is to do it one after the other, but that would be a bit of a time consuming activity. Alternatively, what you can do is you can go to Analyze. On the top left section, you can see Options. Click on the arrow. Click on Show Report Filter Pages, and it will ask you by what filter do you want to create reports as. Click on OK. And now you can see in my tabs, it has created reports on its own by selecting various clients, and it has created various tabs for each of those clients. Now I will show you how to insert a calculated field in the pivot table. So say if you have a pivot table here, actual and budgets, Click on Analyze, Field, Items and Sets. Click on Calculated Field. I create it as variance. In the formula, equal to actual, insert field, minus budgets, insert field, and add. So as you can see, after clicking add, a variance field has been added here. Click on OK. So it creates a variance tab. Now you can bring month here. Automatically, sum of variance will be computed on its own, the way you like it. You can also use conditional formatting with pivot table. Let's see on sum of variance. Click on conditional formatting, data bars, more rules. Click on all cells showing sum of variance values, data bar, show bar only. Click on OK. So as you can see, the variances were negative. It showed red, and you can customize this by bringing it any field on the rows or in the filter or in the columns. And the data bars will follow the pattern based on the numbers. You can also add headlights, more rules, all cells showing sum of variance values, green when value is greater than or equal to 0, number, green greater than or equal to 0, number, when less than 0, red, and click on show icon only. And we can delete the data rule. We can also create groups. Let's say in the pivot table, you would want these two to be grouped. Right click, group. You can call it category A, category B, category C. Subtotals by category as well. So if you have the data by dates, you can also group the report by dates, by months, by quarter. Let's create a pivot. Date, clients, and sales. So as you can see, they are all by dates. You can right click, group, and you can call it by month. It has grouped by month. If you want to group by quarter by month, you can do so. And if you want to group by month, by quarter, by days, you can do that as well. You can expand and you can collapse as well, as I showed you, by clicking on expand or collapse the way you want it. We can insert a slicer in the pivot table. So on the pivot table, click on insert, click on slicer, client, OK, and you can resize it. Click on Amazon, so it will show you Amazon, Google, Tesla, or you can choose multiple as well. We can insert a timeline as well, provided the data has timeline information. So in our example, we have sales values by quarter, by month, by dates. So you remain on the pivot table. Click on insert, click on timeline, date, OK. As you can see, it has created a timeline. So you can choose the timeline you wanted. Or you can also extend your timeline. You have different options to format. And you can select your data. By quarter, by months, by days. We can also group our data by number of days. Let's say if you want to view weekly sales, so right click on the date, click on group, click only on days this time, deselect month and the quarter, select on days, and here you can select every 5 days. Let's say if you want to view every 5 days sales, or you want to view weekly sales, then you can choose 7 days and it gives you weekly sales. With pivot table, it is also easy to go to the source of the data. So let's say if you want to find out the source of a particular number, you simply double click on that number and it will directly take you to the source of the data instead of hunting around for the details. We can also add sparklines to the pivot table. So select the data, insert, sparklines, column, and location range is going to be this. Okay. If you select on the budget, it will give you the results for budget. I hope you like this video and we've learned a lot of advanced features of pivot table. If you like this video, please like, comment and share the video. Subscribe this channel. Thank you for watching.